What's up, Motor Brewskis, and what's up in this video is a review of the DJI Mini 4 Pro drone. Is this the best drone for adventure biking? Well, let's find out in this video. All right, so the first thing I want to cover is its weight and its size. So this only weighs 249 grams. You can just fold out the legs like this, and then off it goes. When you're done with it, just fold it away. And what I like to do, which makes it easier on the rides, is to actually just put it in my pocket. So I have this KTM jacket, I have this front pocket, and it fits straight in there like that. Simple as. So when I need to use it, I just take it out again, and then off it goes. The other thing about this particular drone is the battery life. So for every battery, you get between 30 and 34 minutes of battery power. I always ride with 3 batteries because you can actually run out of juice quite quickly. And so the battery life really depends on the environment that you're in. If the drone's flying in gale force winds, it's obviously going to use more battery. Also, depending on the type of mode that you're riding, or that you steering the drone in rather, which is cinema, neutral, or sport mode. Sport mode will obviously use more battery. I don't ever use cinema mode. It's good for active tracking when you're in very close environments like this. But otherwise, I'm doing it in normal or sport mode. Sport mode is less, let's just say, aware of objects and trees and things like that. So I try and keep it in normal mode. Now, one of the somewhat frustrating things with this particular DJI Mini 4 drone is the top speed. So if you have it in sport mode, it's going to tap out at around 36 miles per hour. So that's 58 kilometers per hour or so. And then in neutral mode, it's slower. And so when you're using it in an adventure riding situation, you can't be dicing it with your buddy at 60 miles an hour, because the drone will just lose sight of you, and that will be the end of that. So you have to keep it under, I would say, 30, 35 miles an hour. It's fantastic for passes and things like this, where you want to have the drone follow you around, and you're not going to tap out, doing 60 miles an hour as an example. So if you're doing a pass or a narrow trail or anything like that, then it will easily keep up with you. So the top speed isn't too much of an issue, but it is something to be aware of. All right, so I want to quickly talk to you about a feature that this drone has. It's called ActiveTrack, or active tracking. It can track a rider up to 650 feet, or that's about 200 meters. Active tracking is probably the most frustrating thing in terms of a feature, because you want to obviously have the drone follow you around. You're not, riding your bike and then flying the drone at the same time. That would be stupid. It would be reckless, and strongly recommend not doing that. So I'm going to show you a mounting system that I created for the drone in a moment, so I can actually see where the drone is whenever it's up in the air. So active tracking is a fantastic feature. It adjusts its flight path based on obstacles on the trail, as an example. So you can see there's trees here. We'll put it up in a second. We'll put the drone into some trials. And so what's really important for the drone is to have something called VLOS, or visual line of sight. Now, if the drone loses line of sight, it will stop in the air where it is, and then it will return back to the home point or where it was launched. I was riding last Sunday, actually, with Robbie and Garth, aka Goth. And we put the drone up, and there was a tree-lined road. And in Colorado, there's a lot of that stuff. You can see here, it's just trees everywhere. And so you want to set the drone up in the air so that it has visual line of sight at all times. If you are going round a corner, as an example, and it's very heavy tree-lined, what you'll find is that the drone will lose line of sight, which is exactly what happened. And so what I had to do was go back and get the drone. And thankfully, there was a guy driving in a car just ahead of us. And he actually saw the drone in the road. I don't know how the hell he saw something this small, but he saw the drone in the road, got out of his car, and was like, "Hey, is this yours?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay, cool." So you have to be pretty aware, like, where you fly the drone. So we're going to do some trials now, and we'll test it out in the real world. Now, the drone does have 360-degree sensors. So it's got sensors at the top, it's got sensors at the bottom, and also on the side. So it uses those sensors to observe its environment, and it's very good at missing obstacles, thankfully. Otherwise, it would be a pretty rubbish accessory for adventure riding. It is pretty adept at switchbacks and things like that. I've never had an issue with it hitting a tree, thankfully, yet, but I haven't really, been stupid enough to put it into a thick forest area on a single track, which is where I was riding now. And there's tons of snow around. So if it hits a tree and it disappears, then basically what's going to happen is you're just going to lose your drone, right? And that's the end of that. And so it can be a bit alarming, like if you don't know where your drone is. What you can do on the console is you can update the home point. That's what it's called. So when it launches, the home point is where it launches from. So where we launched the drone at the start of this video, it landed where it launched off from. You can also update the home point. So let's just say I'm riding a mile down the road. I can adjust the home point to the controller, in which case when I hit the return to home button, the drone will actually follow the controller, and it will look for the controller and then land where I am. So what about camera quality? Well, this is a 4K HDR camera in the lens. It's a very, very good camera. It shoots at 60 frames per second or 48 megapixels. So you can take photos, and then you can also obviously do videos as well. And so you can control the video and the camera or this lens using controllers on the controller itself. I strongly recommend getting the Pro version because it actually has the screen inside the controller itself. If you get the standard version, you have to attach your phone. There's no screen, and it's like, geez, what a mission. So strongly advise just getting the Pro version, and that will be that. So wind resistance, I mentioned that earlier. The drone can fly in winds up to 23 miles an hour, or just under 40 kilometers an hour. It's very stable. It adjusts its flight path based on the environment. So that's a proper win. But it may struggle in high elevation passes, like I touched on, right? So just be careful, like where you put your drone up is as important as how you control the drone while you are riding. So what about remote connectivity? How far can these two babies communicate to each other? Well, the good news is that it's huge. It's 20 kilometers. That's about 12 miles. And so that's a long, it's a long way away. So if you're like 10 miles, I'm sorry, if you're like 8 miles away from your drone, then something's definitely gone wrong. Unless you're doing crazy pass shots or something like that, and you want that super panoramic view. So what about repair and replacement? So this is pretty durable, right? I've taken it off and it's hit the blades. I haven't had a blade pop off. I've been on my bike, dropped it on the floor, for it to take off because I didn't want to get off my bike for various reasons. And it has just landed flat and taken off straight away. So from a build quality perspective, it's pretty durable, right? I mean, it's in my pocket as well. And so that might not be advisable all the time, but the reason why I do that is because of access. So I don't want to continually stop, take my backpack off, open my backpack up again, find the drone, take off all the protective gear, then turn it on, then put it on the floor, then load it up, fly the drone, land the drone, and then pack it all away again. It just doesn't suit my riding style. I'm impatient by nature, and it's not really necessary. The build quality is good enough. So what is my takeout for this drone? Well, this is a must-have. Like if you are where I am, as an example, in Colorado, I mean, it's just crazy beautiful out here. And it's, you want to capture these memories. You want to capture these moments, and nothing beats a drone. You can have a camera on your helmet, you can have a camera on your handlebar, but nothing beats the quality of drone footage. It just gives the whole ride, your whole experience, a completely novel and unique perspective. And so I can't recommend this drone enough. So let me know in the comments, guys. Are you using drones? What drones are you using? What has your experience been? Let me know in the comments below. This is Matt signing out, and I'll see you again soon.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and most importantly, share it with your favorite moto brewski.